Even though I have done all these annotations on my poem because I could not stop for death, I still am just not sure of the deeper meaning. So I really just had to dive into it one more time and read it several more times through. And I started to get a feel for the deeper meaning down here at the end of the poem. And this is how I'm going to look for it here. There was just this clue right at the end where it says, "Since then 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than a day." This gave me a clue that something has happened. So I backed up to the previous stanza to see that it says, "We paused before a house." And so I'm trying to figure out what she's saying, "Since then 'tis centuries," because that means that it has been centuries since she did something. So they paused before this house, and then since then it's been centuries. And that was a huge clue for me, that the speaker was trying to convey that it had been a long time, but that it feels shorter than a day. And that allowed me to start to see my deeper meaning, because death had taken her, and it had been centuries. Since they went on that carriage ride, but she still feels like it's been shorter than a day. So time has been skewed. So then she says, "I first summarized the horses' heads were pointed towards eternity." This is the moment where I feel like our speaker is realizing just now that she has died. The speaker realizes that she has died, her death, and that she is going to eternity. The way to eternity. This really gave me the clue towards my deeper meaning, because then when I go back at the beginning of the poem, she says, "Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me." And that lets me know that she did not plan to die. She did not know that this was happening. And then as she went through the carriage ride and saw the schools and everything, she also, another clue to this here was that she is wearing this light silk gown, and that she is cold in the night, and she didn't know. She did not know that she was going to die. So the idea here that's starting to emerge as my deeper meaning is that death can really happen at any time. And that we need to be prepared for it. And I think that I really want to get down to the idea of the author's purpose. And I think that that deeper meaning does that. It tells us that Emily Dickinson wants to warn us about oncoming death. And just the possibility that it can happen at any time. So finally I've gotten myself to a place where I feel comfortable about the deeper meaning, and I've realized my author's purpose. What is she trying to do with this poem? What is she trying to communicate to the reader through the poem? That's when I've narrowed down my deeper meaning, and now I can start writing about it and summarizing my annotations to figure out a little bit more even of what she means by this.